to my channel. My name is Tawana. Today we're going to do a past, present, future reading. It can resonate for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node placements. It is a collective reading, so it may or may not resonate for you. If it does not resonate and you'd like to book a one-on-one session, my calendar is down below. Let's jump right in. The energy surrounding you is the thread and the sword, which I found really interesting. They popped out, the thread popped out first and then the sword popped out shortly after. But the thread often speaks on the untangling of something, getting to the root of something. So in the middle of chaos, there being a root that you're able to get to in the middle of some form of chaos. And then the sword often can talk about boundaries. It can talk about finality, putting a close to something, cutting something off in place, putting a boundary very firmly in place, things of that nature. So for me, when these both came out together, I intuitively felt like it's almost like you're getting to the root of something. You're almost able to get to the truth. Like you're finally able to get to the root to make whatever decisive action that you're going to make. A lot of you will be cutting something out, but let's just see what this means specifically in your reading. So the first card, or the first set of cards coming out, is the Five of Cups, the Empress, and the Eight of Wands. So feeling very, very regretful, remorseful about a specific thing. Could be this Empress. You could be this Empress. Let's dive in. Tell me more about the Five of Cups. Clarify the Five of Cups. Five of Cups clarified by the Death card. Everybody is getting the Death card. I think I just did the Earth sign readings. Taurus got the Death card. Capricorn got the Death card. I don't think Virgo got it, but yeah, there is a lot of transformative energy that I feel like is coming out in your readings. Tell me about the Death. Clarify the Death. Clarify the Death. What is coming to an end here? Alright, so I feel like you're having a personal transformation here in terms of, this is going to sound like the typical reading, but I can only read what's on the cards. But you're having a transformation here with outside influences. So this can represent, this Three of Pentacles can represent a group for you. It can represent your workplace. It can represent, usually it talks about collaboration. Now we collaborate in the workspace a lot. So a lot of people read this card as the card representing you inside your place of work. However, this also can represent groups that you form, that you're collaborating with others, friendship groups too. For me, sometimes this card talks about just a group with some kind of committed purpose. So even if it's not in the working world, it could be a group that you created to learn a specific thing with, a group that you meet with every few weeks to, like you guys have a shared goal, a shared agenda. I feel like there's a transformation in relation to this group that you are kind of coming to terms with personally, and dynamics possibly are changing. Dynamics had to change. You probably had to change a job, walk away from a job, just because it just was not in alignment with who you are anymore, whether it's the people or it was the work. But there's something that is kind of like going through some form of transformation, and when a transformation occurs, something has to end for something new to be born. So whatever it is that ended for you, I feel like you have been in this energy of, maybe you weren't ready for it to end yet, but you kind of knew that it had to. Tell me about the Empress. Or being in this energy of knowing that, listen, something has to change. And sometimes we're in this energy of something has to change, we want something to change, but we're so tied to our comfort zones that we physically don't really want to upset anything. We kind of like, we want the change, but we physically don't want to go through the uncomfortableness that the change brings. So it's that kind of energy that I'm getting for you to start the reading. Tell me about the Empress. Clarify the Empress. Clarify the Empress here. Clarify the Empress. Alright, so the Empress is clarified by the Strength card and the Knight of Pentacles. Now this can mean multiple things. One, it can mean that you're dealing with a person around you and the relationship has been kind of changing. It's been slowly developing between you both. Or two, this could be you being the Empress and or you're coming into the energy of embracing the Empress where you're able to attract situations that work for you. So the Empress is the energy of a yin, and this Empress is known to kind of create and manifest her own physical surroundings because she's kind of gone through the journey to be able to learn how to do that. So I feel like this can often look like us pursuing our creativity, us pursuing our creative interests, and us pursuing the ideas that truly come from inside us. So maybe you're experiencing a dynamic where you're changing in terms of the work that you usually do, or the traditional form of work where you're collaborating with other people, to more of a solo kind of work, or a creative kind of space where you're attracting things and kind of creating your own work for yourself, or your own rendition of things that pay you from things you enjoy. But it's been kind of like a difficult process for you because it's been so slow, like it's taking a while. When you tap into a structure that somebody else has built, you're already tapping into a system. But when you're creating a system of your own, it's going to take a while to develop because now you're building a business and you're also building your own reputation. You're building a reputation for people to take you seriously and to trust you. You're also building self-belief. You're going through an entire process if you are tapping into this Empress energy of manifesting your reality. So I feel like that's the kind of energy you've been in, and maybe you working on things have not been coming to fruition in the time that you wanted, and that's why it kind of has been a little bit difficult for you, causing you to need to tap into your inner strength because you're dealing with things like self-doubt, dealing with things like talking yourself out of it, things like that. So let's continue. Clarify the Eight of Wands. What is this Eight of Wands? Clarify this Eight of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like the stagnation of things. The Eight of Wands is clarified by the Hangman. It's almost like something moving at a snail's pace when you want it to be faster. And this could also be with a person that you're dealing with too. Things have been developing a lot slower than you have liked, and so that's been causing some amount of frustration for you, and also kind of showing you things about yourself in the process. Now, the current energy is coming up as a Magician, the Moon, and the Six of Cups. Tell me about the Magician. What are Cancers manifesting? What is being manifested here? The Fool. So you are manifesting a brand new beginning, possibly with somebody who you've dealt with in the past. But I feel like I just felt a sink in the pit of my stomach. So for me, that's a validation as a reader. So, and I all of a sudden feel so anxious. Tell me about the Moon. Tell me about the Moon. right, so lots of relationship energy here. So the moon is clarified by the Two of Cups, and I feel like you're manifesting a new beginning, or you're manifesting like you're about to risk it all with this person. I feel like it's a person from your past, though, or a person in your energy, a person you know. This is not a new person, it's a person who you've already shared some life experience with. Tell me about the Six of Cups. Kind of probably nostalgic about a connection that you've been through. I feel like this is probably the influence of Mercury retrograde affecting you, but there is an energy here of wanting to take a leap of faith, or wanting to take a risk on a connection around you, that I feel like possibly there was some unfinished business. The moon is here, so I feel like something was not brought into the light between you both, possibly. So maybe wanting to go back around to illuminate a situation, tell a certain truth, or receive a certain truth from another person. But there's this dynamic here of wanting to go back to take a risk on something that you've already done. Kind of like manifesting a second opportunity to do something with another person, manifesting a second or another opportunity. I don't know if this is a second opportunity, but yeah, manifesting another go around at something. And I feel like it's with an ex, but this is very, very normal energy for this Mercury retrograde. Just bear in mind that the retrograde ends on the 20th, so the energy will change a lot after that, the collective energy. The energies coming up for you is the Six of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So tell me about this Six of Coins. Tell me about this. Show me what this means. I'm not taking this. What is the Six of Pentacles? Queen of Wands. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands here, and we have the King of Wands. So whoever you're dealing with, you may consider them as your match, or they may consider themselves as your energetic match. So you are a certain way, this person is that same way too. You want to play a certain game, they're going to mirror that energy right back to you. But I feel like there is going to be an exchange between you and this person that you're manifesting another shot with. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you are manifesting another shot to have a relationship here, but I do feel like there is some kind of shared conversation or something that is about to happen between you both. Possibly there's an apology that needs to be issued to clear the air. You both want to close something out. This has been the energy that's been developing in the Cancer readings for a while, so I'm not really surprised here. If you watch the last reading, you could see I feel like there's been some kind of X energy around you, or some energy of closing out a situation, and I feel like that's what's kind of coming up. So maybe at the tail end of this Mercury retrograde, you'll be kind of addressing a situation with a person that it seems here that you've been manifesting to happen. So tell me about this Page of Cups. Close the reading. What's this Page of Cups? Yeah, there's some kind of apology that I feel like is coming in, or some kind of clearing the air on some difficulty that happened between you two. And I feel like the reason why this is coming up right now is because we're collectively experiencing the energy of closing things out. That's what retrogrades are. It brings in this stagnant energy for us to see things from another perspective, reorganize ourselves, restoration, healing, things like that, but just a very slow energy for us to self-evaluate. And I feel like either one or both of you have been into this self-evaluation, and you kind of just want to clear the air with each other. But let me clarify the King and the Queen of Wands to see where both people are at mentally. Tell me about the King of Wands. Tell me about this King of Wands. Show me this King. Show me, tell me about this King. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. Show me this Queen of Wands. Show me this Queen of Wands. More on this Queen of Wands. Alright. So this Queen of Wands is coming up as very aware, very in tune. Like Queen of Wands and the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. So Cancers, I don't know if this is you, but this Queen of Wands has a lot going on. Possibly energies of positivity focused on his or her finances, and this is a person who is deeply intuitive. This King of Wands is coming up as a little bit guarded, also as possibly just moving on from something around them, and in the energy of the Ten of Cups. Could have possibly just ended a relationship and is moving on from that. So maybe this King of Wands had to see something from another perspective in another dynamic to be able to address this Queen of Wands, but I feel like that's the exchange that's about to happen. So let's get some advice. What I will say is these people are both looking at each other, which makes me feel like you both are not out of each other's energy completely, even if things are not at a place where activity is happening between you guys, like you guys are talking and things like that. You both want to address some things between you both. It's like almost like you both have each other's attention. Let's get some advice. What's the advice here for Cancers, please? What's the advice for Cancer placements? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, in the North Node. What's the advice? Advice for Cancers. Not taking this one because I felt like it fell out of my hands. Alright, breathe, card number 29. Patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. The Oracle's message, patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will happen. Relationship message: don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. Alright guys, so I hope this reading helped you. If it did, remember to like, share, subscribe. My calendar is down below, and also my Patreon link is down below if you'd like to learn spiritual education with me. That said, I'll see you next time. Adios!